gotta wonder sometimes, how would you cope if you just broke down right here?
RevelatorAlf.
I mean, let's face it, most of us, that's possibly 99% of the bike riding world, would know how to fix their bikes on the side of the road. Yeah, we might pull a few cables and try and disconnect a few things and reattach a few things, but essentially doing roadside repairs is kind of limited these days, especially with all the electronics on board. If it's something seriously mechanical, then the chances of you trying to fix it on the side of the road, and any time it was in the past, you know, it was a fix on the side of the road, it was usually something relatively simple, like, you know, you could kind of try and clean out a carb, or you could try and clean out your, I don't know, some kind of electrical connectors, see if there's any water got in there, that kind of thing. Try to get the thing going again. Maybe make sure your fuel lines are all working properly. But nowadays, it's less and less so, isn't it? It's less and less obvious what you can do, what you can't do. Look, most of us carry a little tool roll on our bike somewhere. You know, hand on heart, how often do we ever break out the spanners on a bike on the road? I'm not talking about home in the workshop, I'm actually talking out on the road. So you're possibly your two vital things now for the modern riders. One, a mobile phone, and depending where you're going in the world, you might even need a sat phone, for Christ's sake. And then the other one is a good breakdown recovery, because that's all you're going to do really. You're going to have your bike recovered to where it is. Now, it doesn't stop us trying to take the seat off and trying to, you know, have a look at it and rub our chins and think, oh, I wonder what this is. But let's face it, who are we kidding? Who are we kidding? We're not going to be fixing our bikes. So the only things you're really going to be doing is, I don't know, very simple solutions to things. That's why I will say your greatest tool in your toolbox on your bike, let's say, is going to be something very simple. It's going to be a spanner just to tighten something up that might have come loose. It's a screwdriver to do exactly the same thing. It's a knife of some kind, you know, to be able to cut something. It's a cable tie, or it's you know, it's a roll of duct tape or something like that. That's what's going to determine whether you're going to be able to do anything on the bike or not. With all the amount of electrical on board, and you know, the CAN bus systems, let's say, or whatever kind of a diagnostic communication system is on board your motorcycle these days, or your car, whatever it is. Let's face it, if the car suddenly quits on you on the side of the road, it's gonna be likely to be some kind of electrical thing. And that's it. You're kind of scuppered really. You can't really do anything about that. You're just gonna have to call for recovery, try and get it sent to a garage or a dealership or whatever, and see if they can hook up their diagnostics and get it sorted out. Now, if you've got onboard diagnostics, let's say with a lot of these motorcycles these days, you can find out what the error code is if it flags up an error code, which it usually should, and then you'll be able to know what's wrong with it, potentially after a quick Google search. But let's face it, most of the time you're not going to be able to do anything about it anyway. So you either have it transported back to your home, where hopefully you'll know how to fix it or get a spare part for it, or you're going to have to take it to a dealership. I reevaluate my tool bag all the time on the bike, and what I find is, more often than not, I just keep on cutting it down, just keep on making it smaller. You know, especially just for normal commuting riding, just for going around. If I'm going on a longer ride, a longer tour, yeah, then I start to bulk it out with stuff. But then afterwards, normally I just start narrowing it down. It is getting dark now, getting dark early now. Crikey. Amazing. The main roads around here at the moment are bone dry, but all these back roads, all these roads underneath the tree canopy, just still soaking wet, full of debris as well. And that's kind of the UK full stop really. It might appear to be dry, but let's say when you get under a tree canopy, or if you're riding through the forest, let's say if you're doing off-road riding, it's always wet. you'll find some kind of way. And if you're going to want to try and go camping outside, you know, like bushcraft camping or going out, you know, proper au naturel camping, it's never as easy, or it's never as nice or as comfortable as maybe many people make out. It's usually damp, it's usually, you know, hard to start a fire, so, you know, you got to time it just right in the middle of the summer, maybe, to make it look as easy as some other people do. But maybe that's a discussion for another day. Yeah, so tool rolls on your bike. Let's face it, you know, I try and pack it out as best I can with the tools I think I'm most likely going to use on the bike if I ever have to pull over, or I'm forced to pull over and try and figure out what's gone wrong. But I'm under no illusions. The chances of me, you know, doing some serious repair work on the side of the road is, you know, it's gonna be a long shot, really. And the only thing is, let's say if I dropped the bike, you know, I fell off the bike and I had to straighten some up, like the handlebars, that kind of thing. I mean, if I got a puncture, you know, a puncture repair kit for tubeless tires, if I've got a tubed tire, then I would actually carry with me you know, another inner tube, but also a set of tire changing levers and spanners, you know, that kind of thing. So, you know, that's kind of the only thing that I would do, really. Anything else, I kind of, you know, yeah, I'll be kidding myself if I think I'm really going to do it. Yeah, but mobile phone and good breakdown service, recovery, whatever, that's kind of what you need these days, isn't it? That's what I like tinkering with old bikes. You know, it's always, you know, that you've got a chance of being able to fix it, even on the side of the road. And the more simpler the bike, the better. Maybe that's the way we should all go. Instead of going more tech heavy, go a lot less tech heavy. Back to simpler bikes. Let us know. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this ride. This is one of my favourite rides through here, especially this time of year. So, hey, enjoy. Subscribe and all that. You know, it's cool. Ta-da.